handle the truth.
Oh, hey, I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Well, we'll make up the date like the government always does because they're the best. We're going to go with August 4th. It's a Tuesday, 2026. Well, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the show. And I guess my phone is still connected somehow to the phone or to the thing. There we go. Turn that off. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, going on today's news of things and this and that and all the good things. I don't know. Trump is on his way to California. He's probably flying overhead right about now on his way over there. Good to see you, sir. How's it going? Anyway, there is certain things going on in this world today called elections. Now, guys, I know that I started this whole career of being on radio and TV and doing the podcast, and the podcast is the radio TV. It's all the same thing, just put into different formats. When I started this journey 10 years ago, and it's literally 10 years ago to this day, that I was nominated for state senate in Kansas. And I didn't know that what all that meant. All I know is that I had suddenly lost my security clearances. I started losing my friends. I started being accused of things I had never heard of before or never done, never been a part of. And I thought, wow, that's just so crazy. You know, I was fully supported by my fellow politician-ish typists things, right? The political powers to be. And did I know that I was going to have 2 no-knock raids where the police came in with Brady Giglio members, meaning men that cannot testify in open court because they have perjured themselves, but they still have a job doing law enforcement, right? Again, I don't have a problem with police. I have a problem with the police lying. Transparency and honesty. Let's just do that. I get it. You get out of hand, adrenaline gets going, things happen, right? But let's just try to be honest about what we're doing. And then we could start talking, figuring it out, right? Doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Instead of me thinking of them as adversaries, I can think of themselves as a asset. But I don't think that way. If there was somebody breaking into my house, I'm not calling the cops. If there's any reason to not call the cops, I'm going to make sure and not call them because they do not make things better. I do not know of anybody who has said, wow, I'm glad the cops showed up. It was so much better. They will tell you, well, yeah, it was okay, but then they did this, and then they did that, and then they did this. So this is the part where, again, I don't have a problem with a lot of things, but I do have a problem with transparency. And I know in our government, we don't have that. Because the Brady Giglio guys who came in and put a laser dot on my forehead said they'll blow my freaking brains out in my own living room when I'm standing there with my hands above my head already. Just like this. Just like this. And still I was a threat to them. See, again, guys, this is where we don't hold them accountable for bad behavior, and we wonder why we have a society of broken homes and broken laws. Now, when the law enforcement is not doing their part to enforce laws in themselves and treat themselves with better scrutiny than others, then we can't have that honest conversation. Anyway, getting back. As I thought, as I went through that whole thing, I was like, why am I having this problem? Why am I having this problem? Why am I having this problem? And here's the thing. All those problems were man-made. All those problems were exterior things. All those things were out there. But I got to work on myself and get to be a better man. But I'm 10 years later, guys, 10 years later, and I really thought I would be in my second term as a senator, a state senator. I'd be looking at, trying to, work at making sure that to free the Kansans from tax burden and overburdensome government. Do you know that Kansas ranks 3rd in the nation for per capita government employment? Did you know that state of Kansas is ranked, I think it's 3rd or 1st? I mean, we're right up there in the top. We're getting it, boy. We have more public servants on the payroll as one of the smallest populated states in this country. We have one of the highest level of government employees, which is bureaucracy, which means we're not being managed by ourselves. We're having a government do it for us. But today is an election day. And I don't know what the privacy is about election cards. This is that notice from 18 November 2014 at Irwin ACH, Fort Riley, Kansas, COVID-19 immunization. Moderna by Lisa. This was a patient who was getting Moderna vaccines back in 2014. But see, as I was walking around with my ballot, I just lifted out of the vanilla envelope. I was like, well, what is this? I don't care if you see who I voted for. In fact, I am very proud of who I vote for. If you want, I did not vote for Ty Masterson. I did not vote for Judge Woods, who put me where I am. Thank you, Judge Woods. You're the best. Love you, buddy. You did put my life on a better path. Whether you like it or not, I made a fantastic life out of your sewage, sir. And you were wanting me to vote for you today on your little primary. Now, there was nobody opposing you. God damn, anybody go against Judge Woods. Are you serious? Can you imagine what he did to my life if you were another lawyer going against Judge Woods in the Sedgwick County? Anyway. All right, guys, well, get out there and vote. Do your part. Be a part of what politics are, because the problem is that, yes, if you are not pushing your vote in, if you are not putting your eyes on it, it will continue to be the fraud that it is. If you don't participate, don't bitch about it. I'm serious, guys. Don't give me two shits if you did not show up to the primaries and you don't, and no, I vote on the president years. I don't want to hear your shit. Get out there and do what you got to do. Get it done. The world will be a far better place. All right, I do have a special guest with me today. His name is Mark. And hey, Mark, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you, bud. Do we still got volume issues? You got to help me out there. I got no volume for you, partner. He's working on it now. So anyway, let me do a little bit of a history, and I'm not going to do the accurate history of things as he works. The bottom left-hand corner on Zoom usually has the volume button on it, bottom left corner there. And then you'll have to see if it's turned on to the microphone you have on your headset or if it's on the microphone on the laptop. So anyway, just quick story a little bit. Now, there is a chemical process that has been very, very widely known for a long, long time. And I'm going to go ahead and switch back, Mark, while you're working on that, okay? But anyway, Mark and his boys were some of the leading, I don't want to say experts, but, they were pushing this stuff, right? It was a combination of two different things. There's a lot of different, CD is, there's initials for it, but the problem is that YouTube and Facebook and all these other ones get all freaked out if you use this very specific name. Now, MMS is another word for it, and I know that is out there. Some people understand, but this is actually just, when you put the chlorine in your pool, you're like, oh, chlorine, that's an acid, right? That's an acid. Well, if you actually were to, think about that and what it can do with parasites and inflammation and the pH of the body and all these other things, there is this other word behind it. And so dioxide just seems like a very very a lone word, right? Dioxide, right? But if you put that pool chemical in front of it and you call it CD, well, then all of a sudden now you're a problem with the government. And I will tell you that Mark and his sons have faced a lot of this. Now, I may be talking a little out of turn on a couple things, but I can guarantee you we'll get that corrected here in a second. But what I'm pointing out to you is that there's a lot of what our government does that has nothing to do with governing. It's someone who has a job, who's trying to keep their job, who's trying to do a thing with a job, and then all of a sudden now there's an affected life by that. Now, what I mean by an affected life, well, that means that someone loses their freedom because someone wants to keep their job and get a pay raise because they got so many convictions this year. And I will tell you guys, listen, do not come to me and go, oh, no, Jimmy, the only place on the earth, on the whole wide, big old blue marble flying through space is the judges' chambers. The American Judicial Society of lawyers and judges and DAs and clerks and all that. Oh, no, man. They're above, man. They live an impoverished life. They are sacrificing themselves for the public good. They will only do what is best for the injured and also the person who injured, and making sure that the outcomes benefit society in the best way they know how, right? Do you guys believe that? Because it's not true. These politicians, these people who are district attorneys, are politicians first. They got elected. Just like your sheriff is still a politician. They'll tell you what you want to hear as long as you check that little box in November. And if they don't like you, well, when they do get in there in November, they'll just come and find you. Make your life a little harder than it needs to be. So in the same way that, like, I had my situation where someone thought that I would be too powerful to be a Kansas state senator for $12,000 a year, 3 months in the summer, 3 months in the fall. Okay, that's the entire session of it. Now, I was so powerful and so scary. This is what we're up against, and this is the world we live in. Mark, did you get it yet? Nope, no sound test. All right, cool. Keep working on it. If you want, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to just call my cell? You just call my cell phone, and we'll just put it right here, and I'll just turn the Bluetooth back on. I think you should be able to hear me through the Bluetooth. You want to do that? All right, I'm back connected to the board here, so you should be able to call in. All right. Okay, and here we go. All right. Mark, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How are you?
Doing good. So you can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Very good.
I can see all that. Can you see me? No.
No. I just got your audio call is all. So that's all I got coming in right now. So,
Okay.
Mark, is there a website that we can find you on?
Yes, sir. God's Universal Antidote.org.
God's Useful. Is that right?
Universal
Oh, Universal.
Antidote. All one word. God's Universal Antidote.org. You want me to type it in there?
Yeah, go ahead, do that if you would. And then I can set that out there on the comments, too, and spread it out across all the different ones. Hey, Stephanie Morrow, good to see you. Dave Solis here. Brenda, Mindy East as well. Good to thank you so much for being here. Douglas Cobb is in the house. What? Good to see you, Brenda. Thank you for being a moderator for my show today as well. Mark's going to put that in there. God's Universal Antidote.org, D.O.R.G. I'm going to type that in the comments one more time, and that way it's going to go out to all the different platforms. Well, Mark, what else? Go ahead and give us a little bit about your backstory and how all this started with you and your sons.
Well, bro, I ain't seen you since the Red Pill convention last July. They wouldn't let me go this year.
Right.
So I'll just go really quickly. I just finished the book. You can see it on my site.
Mm-hmm.
It's stopped from stopping the 2020 pandemic, and I just finished it about what happened to my family and I. I've been a missionary for 47 years in 3 continents.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to the Dominican Republic in the 90s, I started working with medical teams as a surgical assistant and a missionary pilot.
Mm-hmm.
In long story short, I have 8 children. We all contracted MRSA
Right.
through working in surgery. Couldn't get rid of it. We had all the medications you could imagine. So I searched the internet and found something called Miracle Mineral Supplement of the 21st Century.
Right.
A guy named Jim Hall. I thought it was a scam, but I had no choice but to use it because nothing else worked. Found it, got it. 2 weeks later, cured myself of the MRSA, and in 6 months, cured my family. And all the doctors ran because they were afraid, because the FDA said, stay away from this stuff.
Right.
Well,
Now, let me ask you a quick question on that. You just said that the FDA says stay away from this stuff. Can you give me just a one sentence or two sentence what it is that the government or the FDA thinks is so destructive about this product, but yet you can buy it in capsules at Dick's Sporting Goods, you can buy it at Cabela's, you can buy it online. What is it about this substance that they say is so... You guys got put in jail for it. What is the one sentence answer to that?
Well, the bottom line, Jim, is they can't patent something that's natural. Mm-hmm. It's a natural salt, and it's a natural acid that's in your stomach, hydrochloric acid. You mix them together, you get chlorine dioxide, which has been around since 1812. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's got over 30,000 patents. They use it all over the world. Mm-hmm. They purify water with it all over the world. They use it in hospitals. They use it against anthrax. They use it against Katrina, fungus, bacteria. Mm-hmm. It's used in hospitals. So they don't want it available for the average person because it's safe and effective. Mm. Even the ivermectin doctor, Pierre Corey, came out with a book recently called The War on Chlorine Dioxide. I'm in chapter 12 with my family, and basically he mentioned use it because it works. He used the ivermectin, but it works a lot better than ivermectin, and so they're against it. Bobby Kennedy mentioned in his hearings to be confirmed, he mentioned it as a cure for Trump mentioned it. We got it to him when it first came out, the coronavirus. He mentioned it as a disinfectant. Yes, it disinfects, but it wiped out the coronavirus within a day or two. Mm-hmm. So they don't want it out there because there's no money in it, Jim.
Right.
So Big Pharma basically sent the FDA after us and arrested me and my three sons, paid $1 million to keep my son Joseph and I locked up in Colombia for 2 years so we couldn't get a trial. And so they just came after us. We wrote books, we did documentaries, and they basically silenced us. Mm-hmm. And that's what my book's about. So the bottom line, it's cheap. You can make it for a penny to cure malaria all over Africa for 1 penny, and it's 100% effective against malaria, the number one killer in the history of mankind, Jim.
Right.
So therefore, no money in it. Bill Gates came against us, FDA, everybody, the WHO, the UN, because all over Africa, they want to do a vaccine. There's a lot of money in the prevention, so-called prevention and treatment of malaria, but we cure it for a penny.
Right. Well, when you talk about this stuff, and what we're talking about is basically a two-part substance that can be brought together, and when you smell it, you get a little chlorine smell. But here's the thing. I use it on my dogs. I use it on my chickens. I use it on the cats get it because they drink the dog's water. I use it myself. I also use it as a nose spray. I mean, I use it as almost as a kind of have a little bit of mold. If you have allergies, folks, quit calling them allergies. It's mold exposure. You do not have allergies. You do not have allergies to peanuts. You have a pelvis floor that is so full of chemicals that your body reacts at the moment that anything is hard in the body to do. Proteins in peanuts are long-strain proteins, which take more energy and more time to break down. If the body's already agitated, it kicks it out. So anyway, going back to the idea of what it does, this balance that you can find with these two-part ingredients going into this is amazing. But I use it for a lot of times. If I've had, I feel like I'm having a problem with my stomach, or I think have been around something that may have had parasites. I have things that I feel like I'm out of whack on. I will do this because I know that it cleanses the body, and it also helps change the pH of the body.
Yeah, it's that's why they call it the universal antidote anthrax, cancer, malaria. We even have over 5,000 children with autism have no more diagnosis of autism through Kerry Rivera, a lady that came to us in our first seminar in Dominican Republic. And she went off. We gave her all those cases because her son was autistic. We did 63 seminars, and I've been in over 7 countries around the world. So we're not afraid. We went to jail. 2 of my sons are still in jail for contempt of court. They got 13 and a half years, the 4th largest sentence for contempt of court in the history of the Department of Justice. To shut them up. They wanted to give me 2 life sentences, but Colombia made them drop the 2 life sentence or they wouldn't extradite me. That's the only reason I'm out. And I'm out writing books about what happened to us. I don't know if you can see me now, Jim. Can you see me now?
No, I
on the video.
No, wait, let me see if I got you on the video.
I come up on the video.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I got you. Imagine a world without diseases. Oh, I guess I could put you on there like that. Yeah, we could do that too. All right, go ahead and do that.
This is the book I just finished, and we've gone all over the world with it.
Okay.
It basically has told our whole story.
Right.
And really, it's not just the big pharma. It's the people that own big pharma. The BlackRock, okay? The J.P. Morgan banks. If you want to go even more in depth, the Rothschilds. I get into all the people that came after us all over the world, Jim. They basically had come, when we got arrested, all the way to New Zealand, Asia, all over South America, all over Europe. The news media was covering us being arrested. Why? We're just missionaries. Why would you cover us?
Right.
Because of what we were doing. It was safe and effective. That's what we covered. That's what we are going. I just come out with another book called The One Dis-ease. Basically how the whole body has been set up by God, and if you treat it correctly, it will heal itself. So that's what we've been doing, and talking about this about my sons, trying to get a pardon, trying to let people know. And yet, hasn't happened yet. But we're going to keep fighting because we didn't do anything wrong whatsoever. All we did is love our neighbor as ourselves.
Right.
That's all we're doing, Jim.
Now, let me ask you a quick question on that. Now, are your boys still in jail? Are they still in there? Or now, and where are they now? Where are they, in Mexico or are they in Florida?
No, one of them is in Yazoo City, Mississippi, Jonathan. The other one is in Fort Dix, New Jersey. We were all together in Miami after 2 years until they had this fake trial with an administrative court. They wouldn't give us a constitutional court. They laughed at us when we asked for a 7th Amendment court under common law, which means you would have to bring a person, a man or a woman, that was harmed. There were no men or women harmed. That's why they couldn't do a constitutional court. They wouldn't do it anyways, so they put us in an administrative court where the judge said, I don't care what the Constitution says. She even said, I don't care what the Constitution says. Told the jury that we would not participate in the trial. Do not consider the First Amendment in this case. What? I thought this was a federal district court, Southern District Court of Miami. Why wouldn't you consider it? Because she doesn't have to, as a corporate court. So we got railroaded. We said everything right. We defended ourselves. We said we're men and women. We're men here, want constitutional rights, and there's no one that was harmed. Bring them forth. Bring forth a viable claim. She said no, and said we'll not consider the First Amendment. So that's what happened to us. only basically, that's what happened to J6ers. We were there before the J6ers.
Right.
I know some of those guys. We couldn't get a pardon. It's too big. It's a lot bigger than the J6ers because we would have stopped the crimes against humanity if they let us go. We were. Thousands, in our site, you'll see thousands of testimonies about every illness known to man, including COVID-19, including corona, 1 to 3 days gone from the body with chlorine dioxide.
So when you guys, now you say that there was an administrative court. What was it that they were calling the court in the federal? What were they saying these hearings were? What was it? What were they calling them?
They would not admit. I asked the judge, is this an administrative court or is it a constitutional court? And it's on record. She wouldn't even answer me, Jim.
Really?
I said, okay, we want a Seventh Amendment trial by jury under common law. She wouldn't answer me. She would not answer me. She goes, tomorrow we want a trial by jury. No, you're going to have a jury trial. That's interesting how you flip-flop that. So are you an administrative judge or a consul? She wouldn't answer me. I asked her again. I even said, let the record reflect. The judge is non-respondent. Will not answer me. If this is a federal district constitutional court, she would not answer me. Oh, I guess it's not a constitutional court. Because if it is, Judge, you have to bring a viable claim that we've harmed a none of man or woman. We even brought up the Bible every time. Deuteronomy 19 says, where is my accuser? She wouldn't answer me. They would not bring an accuser. So therefore we knew it was an administrative court. And those are not under the Constitution. So that's how we knew. That's how we proved it. And then when she said, do not consider the First Amendment, she even proved it further by saying, you cannot consider the First Amendment. Wait a minute. As a church, not bishops, you cannot consider it. But forget the church aspect. As a person, we have the constitutional right, the freedom of speech. You won't even let us fall under that, under the First Amendment.
Right.
She wouldn't let them do it. So complete disregard to the Constitution. It's now as a writ of conceria, whatever you call that, in the Supreme Court, the appeals court denied it. We even had a 1,100-page appeal by a public defendant was so appalled that they gave 91 months to my sons for contempt of court that he wrote up a 1,100-page, went to 11th Appeal Court of Appeals in Atlanta, denied.
So they wanted him for 4.5 years is what they were trying to give him?
91 months.
Right.
It was 6.5 years.
6.5 years, okay.
Both of my sons. 91 months for contempt of court. So the public defender...
Oh, wait, so they didn't charge him with a crime. They charged him with contempt of court. Is that correct?
Three things. Two contempt of courts and one conspiracy to defraud the United States of America. Not we the people, the United, same thing Trump got.
So the United States of America is a corporation. It's not actually a,
yes,
there you go. Okay, now, guys, let me explain that to the folks real quick. Listen, people, I don't know if you understand that there are multiple layers of within the judicial system. There's administrative. There are cloachers, which is what he's talking about, a cloacher. These are things where they're closed. There is private courts. There is the public ones. And if you start looking at the black robe judges and understanding where the bar, British Accredited Register comes from, you understand that there's a lot more to what these people are saying when they tell you, like, oh, we're doing this thing. It's this, it's that. Just like for me, my charges were never from the state. See, I was charged with a city crime, which is a $50 fine, but they moved it to the county, which makes it a felony with time to serve. So they know how to put you in certain courts. They put you in certain tracks. They put you with certain DAs. They put you with certain judges. They put you with certain thises and that's and certain days, and they know exactly what they're doing. It's their goddamn job, folks. If you don't like the word damn behind God, then get off the show. Then I'm tired of it. I'm tired of explaining to people that this is life. We don't have time to quibble about language when they are killing people. And I'm not talking about killing people accidentally and this and that. I'm talking about they're purposely doing these things. And we just got through having the Fauci stuff the beginning of the last week, right? All this Fauci crap, all this stuff. They railed on Aaron Rodgers, the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, because he didn't want to take it. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that. They were all big mad because an NFL player wasn't taking the injections. But we find out last week. So what point of it is, guys, is that this is their job. Their job is to manipulate you and to get the convictions that they need. It is not about your freedom. It is not about justice. It's about keeping their job and getting the promotion so they can put the pool in the backyard. If you guys think it's about justice, you're lying to yourself. I'm sorry. I know too many guys in this whole game, and I dealt with it. I went all the way through the machine myself, all over paraphernalia. By the way, Mark, you want to talk about a frivolous crime? Mine is paraphernalia. My conviction says I had a digital scale in my house. So when we talk about what they want to get you on, they're going to find the conviction. They're going to do what they can. They're going to do whatever it is, and that's how they've done it. So anyway, continue on with your story, Mark.
Well, there's this thing called CRIS number.
Mm-hmm.
Court Registration Investment Service. The charges you get are literally monetary charges that they charge big bucks to make off of us. And guess what they paid? $1 million to kidnap me and my son and keep us in Colombia. $1 million, Jim, so we couldn't get out of
You know
Colombia.
what? That's not very much money to screw over 3 people's lives. Not very much money. 4. That's even worse. That's even worse. The math gets worse, right? So the point of it is, guys, is if you guys keep sitting around on your ass, sitting on your hand, talking about, oh, I'm so mad at Fox News, I'm so mad at CNN, oh, I'm so mad at this, you're not even a precinct head. I guarantee you, all my listeners looked up their precinct head for their county in their little district, they would find out there is no precinct head, which they could fill by calling and saying, I want to be a precinct head. Precinct heads are the ones that validate all of the votes that come into that precinct. They are in charge. If you're not there to be in charge, someone else is, and it's usually Democrats. Democrats are the best about getting their precinct heads filled. Republicans, not so much. Conservatives, not so much. That's why we have a problem, folks. And by the way, we can gripe and complain and say, oh, USAID was doing it and this and that, and oh, I was this, and I know my vote's stolen. Guys, you're not even in the game. This guy here, him and his, got 4 people sitting down in another country, coming up here, then going through an administrative court, going through this whole thing, and it's okay. Over something that you can buy in a pill at Cabela's 8 miles from my house right now. I can go to Cabela's on the shelf, buy water purification tablets, and do the same thing that he was in jail for.
You want a big kicker?
Yeah.
The thing they put us in jail for, you can buy it on Amazon.
Yeah.
10 different places. 10 different places. Buy it, and you can get it, purify your water. Drink the water. That's okay. Coleman sells it. Oh, Walmart sells it.
Oh, wait, but Bezos owns Amazon, though, right? Walmart's owned by the richest people on earth. I mean, all these rich people seem to be able to do it, but Mark, you're not a rich people. What's your problem? You're not rich? Well, shit. So you're telling me money buys favor in this world?
That's why Fauci and the rest of them and all the politicians are not going to bow down to anybody. They're all involved. In 1871, America became a corporation. Listen to my buddy, G. Edward Griffin. He showed you what the Fed is, the creature of Jekyll Island. The Fed is a scam. 9 families. They run the country. We're paying money to these people. It's a corporation.
Well, and see,
Only God.
this is where we got to get this straight, guys. Listen, I've talked about it over the years. I've talked about Secure Party Credit. I've talked about the Corporation of America. I have got 100 or more episodes. I have literally gone in ad nauseum about the Corporation of America. I have gone on and on and on, and everybody's like, well, no, that's not how it goes, Jimmy. We're a country, and we do things really cutesy, and we just like, oh, it's so fun. If you guys don't understand what the Universal Commercial Code is about, UCC, by the way, guys, stupid people need things written down and laws and different things to be able to manage their life. The UCC, the Universal Commercial Code, by the way, it's called Universal Commercial Code because it's used universally on Earth. And they use this to dictate your life and how governments run their business, so they all kind of do same. So the gears kind of match up around the world. They all kind of understand the same language. They all kind of do the same thing with each other. Everything locks in, right? And the sad part of it is we don't want to think that that's really what's going on. We think that it's just voting and it's some weirdo that doesn't know how to vote right and it's making our world wrong. You're just lying to yourself.
You know what? You know what they did to us, Jim?
Yeah, go ahead.
First Amendment says basically that you have the right to practice any kind of spiritual religion that you want in the free exercise there. So we started a church, not to hide. I was a missionary 20 years before I ever found chlorine dioxide. So I started a church called the Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing. We weren't hiding. I was a missionary. So they took the Genesis 2 Church. They didn't want to say, oh, we can't take a church to court. We can't do that. So they kicked that out and just made it the Grenon family because they can't prosecute a church for practicing their sacraments, which was cleaning our temple. They can't. Oh, you made that up. We didn't make that up. Before 2020 ever came about, we've been doing it 14 years around the world. They said we made it up in the trial to scam people. Really, scamming people? We made it a donation. And if you didn't have the money, we gave it to you. How is that a scam?
Keep talking.
How is that a scam? How is that a scam? To give somebody something to help them in a time of need, whether it was cancer, whether it was AIDS, whether it was diabetes, whether it was coronavirus, COVID, whether it was malaria. If you didn't have the money, we gave it to you because we were a ministry. Then they lock us up because they couldn't grab us as a church. This is what flipped out. We would not come to their court because they had no jurisdiction, Jim, over a church.
Over these two bottles. These two bottles right here. You know Bob the plumber, don't you? You know old Bob the plumber. I stayed at his house for a couple months when I was over there with Brighteon and Pigeon Forge. And this is your 2 parts. You put 3 drops of this and 3 drops of this, or however much you're doing per volume, and it works. And it's that simple, guys. It's literally these 2 bottles, drip, 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 1 of each. Give it a little swig, a little swirl, and then just swig it down. It doesn't taste like anything. Guys, listen. You want to reset your taste buds? You want to learn what life really tastes like? Start doing that. I will tell you what, guys, after I have stopped all the chemicals and all the different things going into my body, I will tell you the first thing that I found most disgusting is soda. Soda, Pepsi, Coke, Mountain Dew. It is so vilely disgusting that I don't understand how we normalized those chemicals in our body. Now, if you go back to the original cola, like when we were kids, I'm sure it's completely different. But all the flavor bullshit and all the stuff they put in there now, Anyway,
Jim,
yes, go ahead.
Jim, this is a spray bottle made of chlorine dioxide.
Nice.
I spray my mouth every night.
Right.
Anything dead. Bug bites. Poison ivy. You should see the pictures on our site of gangrene ready to cut off the guy's feet. We cured it with this, okay? And I can use the word cure because guess what I believe in? not clinical studies. I believe in biblical evidence, which is called anecdotal evidence. What does that mean? The blind guy sees, the deaf guy hears, the dead guy lives, the lame guy walks, the guy with leprosy is healed. That's anecdotal evidence. You had it, so I get that from people around the world. We had 3 million views on YouTube, gone. My books, gone off Amazon. All our PayPal, Amazon, even GoDaddy took back our, get this, took back our website. GoDaddy, MailChimp, cut our mailing list. We were like that movie with Sandra Bullock, The Net. Remember when they wiped her off the face of the earth? That's what they tried to do to us.
Right.
Well, we trained up so many people. Guess what? It grew like crazy.
Yeah.
Grew like crazy. And so it went around the world, and it still went while we were in jail. Thank God we trained up as many people as we can. I just put this here just without your permission, so I'm asking you.
That's all right.
I put my contact email if anybody wants to contact me.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
That's our website. There's our contact. And we even have a donation site. In 5 years, people have kept us, because we've helped so many people, people have kept us head above water because of this website of Give, Send, Go. People throw 20, 30 bucks. And when Pierre Corey promoted us recently, that really helped us. 5 years, there's been $185,000 come in. Well, that's a lot. 5 years, 5 families. You add that up. It's just keeping our head above the water. But thank God for all the people that we've been able to help. We're grateful. I got out of jail. Because I got out early because they dropped those 2 charges of contempt of court. I helped someone. We put out a newsletter. We had a little bit of newsletter from this donation site. And I put out a letter. Hey, I got no place to go. I'd like to live in a motorhome if someone could help me. This guy, we saved his life in 2018. He wrote me and said, Mark, you saved my life. Not me, but what we told him to do. My mother died. I want to give you 25 grand. I said, praise God. Thank you, brother. I'll go put that down on the motorhome I want. Get this. You won't believe this. So the motorhome was 40 grand. So God kept telling me, go check it out. I said, Lord, it's 40 grand. They're not going to come down that much. Go look at it. I drove up there, looked at it. The people that were selling it, we saved the father's life from COVID. They dropped the price from 40,000 to 19,000. So I paid cash for the motorhome, had enough money to buy a car, get insurance, fill the refrigerator, fill the gas tank from 2 people that we helped.
Good.
God took care. What's the chances of that, bro? Huh?
I know. That's
it went around the world. We've been with kings in Africa, kings to cure AIDS and malaria. It's so big now. Millions of people have been helped. So kill me. They tried to kill me. I'm trying to do a AI movie on this book. Starts off them trying to kill me in a black Suburban coming after us.
Mm-hmm.
Blackened windows, tried to blow up our car. It didn't work. It blew off part of it. We pulled over and the Suburban took off. I think it was thermite that they wrapped around my tie rods, and they had to stay close to as a remote control, because where we stopped the night before, they could have, and it melted the steel just like it melted the steel at the World Trade Center. And I was there the next day, and I saw that melted steel. I think they did the same thing. And why did the Suburban take off into the distance after they blew that charge? I'm telling you, you talk about the things they did to us, and I'm still alive, and I give all the glory to God. Get sick. You got to hear this. They put me in jail in Colombia, but they put me in jail. It was all over the news in Colombia. This is all my book, too. Mm-hmm. So I'm in jail with all these drug dealers that are being extradited. Billionaires, Jim. They said to me, Mark, listen, you're all over. Set up a table. We'll pay the guards off. We'll bring in the chlorine dioxide. I was treating 40 to 50 men a day in jail. Anything I wanted, shrimp, steak, anything. Our wives could come in, spend the day with us. For 2 years, I was going full blast with chlorine dioxide. We got to America, stopped. But these foreign countries, because I don't want to even say corrupt. I think a woman, your wife, should come into the jail, and you should have conjugal visits. That keeps the families together, right? Doesn't stop all that stuff continuing on. Our prison system, the Bureau of Prisons, makes their budget is $5 billion a year. In every prisoner, they make $100,000, and there's over 3 million prisoners. Add that up, folks. It's big business.
Wow. Well, that's very true. Hey, Mark, I got to get you out of here. We're just about a few minutes before I got to get out. So one more time, let's give me your website and tell me, just give me a little outro for you. I got about a minute or two here, so go for it.
Sure. I got 3 years probation. Next September, I'm off.
Good job.
Our website is www.godsuniversalantidote.org. Thousands of testimonies, all kinds of protocols. You could do everything right from there, even make it. My email is wdgsai@proton.me. It's on the chat, and our donation site is givesendgo. I put .go. It's .com.
Yeah.
Givesendgo. I'll write it again. Okay. www.givesend. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Sendgo.com. Okay, perfect. /G.
Right.
9AD9. Sorry, man.
No worries.
I screwed up.
You're doing fine.
That's where you can help us.
Okay.
That's where you can help us. It'd be a real blessing. And I'll help anybody that writes me. We'll help you, show you what to do, or at least get you to where you can learn.
Yep.
Here it is again. It's .com. And thank you, brother,
yes, sir.
having me on.
Absolutely.
And God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
For what you do.
Absolutely. We'll talk again, and like I said, we'll get you back on and do it. I think I even talked to you when you were in jail. I think I talked to you in Florida in jail. It was whatever. When you guys were first back, I think I did talk to you guys. So, all right, Mark, thank you so much for everything. We'll talk soon, buddy. All right?
God bless you, sir.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, what a great interview that was with Mark. Excuse me, I got to get my my screen back together here because we were doing some fancy moving around there as I was talking. Anyway, guys, remember this, is that the government is not here to help you. The government is designed to say no. At the end of the day, there is not one part of the government is designed to tell you yes. It will only allow you to do something under their authority. They will allow you to do something under their authority. If you don't give them the authority, they can't allow you to do anything. So that's the big part of that and why we should be paying attention to the world around us instead of going, oh, no, this is so great. Oh, the government does everything good. How is it that the Democrats have now become the party of heavy government? Where did we all flip around about 8-10 years ago? Was this the Uncle Barry effect, where somehow we always thought of strong government as conservatives, as like a strong government, good military, stay out of my way. But no, the Democrats are like, no military, but be in me. Government, come inside me. Be inside of me all the way. I want more government. I don't know how we got this way in our society, but we need to have a real come to Jesus meeting about what we really think is important and why we do what we do and all these other things and why we give into the government so often. And yet they're really doing nothing for us. They're only meant to authorize you to do something under their authority. They're not our authority. They are not our authority. America, stop saying that. There is no authority over you. You are American first. This is a constitutional representative republic, and if you don't know how to define that, it's called self-governance. And if you can't govern yourself, then the government will do it for you with a bullet through your head. That's usually the easiest way to get rid of you. $2 in the head. Don't have to spend $40,000, $50,000 a year housing your ass. You're done for $2. That's what the reality of this is, guys. Don't get conflated. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Great comments today. Love seeing everybody was out there doing their thing, getting the comments done. What? John Lee was here. Thank you so much. Charlie Francis as well. Absolutely. Jimmy says Brenda was doing her moderating. I got a few of my old faithfuls jumping in here too. It was great to see everybody. Dave Salee was in here. Julie Sharping. We had Dave. I already said Dave Salee. I didn't say you twice, buddy. You don't get twice. Courtney Allen was here. Shout out for taking stand against the bull going on. You spoke about it yesterday. My first hot topic children's book released today, No Men in Women's Sports. Thank you for standing up for women. Oh, absolutely. By the way, guys, if you think that I take it lightly how the women are actually treating themselves, I don't. I do not understand what we have done in society where women are actually coming after women for being too woman-like, being too much of a woman, and saying a guy who could tuck his pecker back is going to go ahead and come in the WNBA, is going to go ahead and do women's swimming and women's boxing and women's this and women's that. Guys, women, we need to get this under control. This is our world. This is not a freaking joke. It's not a weekend out at Bernie's making up fun stuff to do, and nobody will notice on Monday when we come into work with our head shaved. Guys, this is your life. This is your country. Act like it has a purpose. Act like it has a consequence. There is a cyclical effect of what you do does come back. The yin and yang of life. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. It's great seeing everybody out there. Remember the 10% we do for our neighbor, community, city, county, state, the federal government. The more you do for them, the less they have to do for you. Learn how to be selfless and not so damn selfish. The world will be a far, far better place. Remember, hold the line, hold fast. Do not give up. Do not give in. We will win. I promise to make promise I can't keep, guys. You've always been the answer out there. Remember that Constitution I just talked about 2 minutes ago? That Constitution limits the government, but never limits you. Know your authority and stop giving your authority over to people who do not have authority over you, called the government. All right, guys, the reason the guys come out with a badge and a gun is because no one holds them accountable. The guy with the black robe that tells the guys the badge and the gun to come shoot you, no one holds him accountable. This is our problem, guys. No accountability for bad behaviors, ever. Nothing. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys all be good to each other out there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.